Okay, so I got my 2022 RAV4 Toyota Hybrid out on the beach out here in Oceano. I just got some new BF Goodrich tires put on. They're trail terrain tires. Tread's not too bad. I just aired down to 18 PSI. I couldn't really find a whole lot of videos to see how this car did in the sand, so kind of want to put it to the test a little bit and see what it can do. So let's see what it can do. I got the Yukon here just in case I get stuck and I need to pull myself. So as far as settings inside, there's not a whole lot. I think I'm just gonna leave it, probably gonna put it in sport mode. I'm gonna press and hold this button to turn off the VSC, as well as the traction. So press and hold this for 3 seconds. You can see VSC and traction control off. Turn that to sport mode. You can see it's on sport mode. And I think I'm going to use manual shifting. I'm going to start in gear 1. And let's just see what happens. So I took it to drive a little earlier on the sand. I was aired up to like 33 PSI. I felt the traction slipping just a little bit, but nothing major. Didn't give me a load of confidence, so I wanted to come back with the Yukon. Normally with the Yukon I can go pretty much anywhere around here with good confidence. Let's make a U-turn and see. Sorry, this system beeps like crazy because I'm not buckled up. Someone stopped in the sand. When I stopped in the sand, or kind of came to a stop, felt the struggle just a little bit. Struggling. It's not too bad. Curious to see what happens if I stop here. And I'm not in deep stuff at all right here. Kind of see the tread it's leaving. And it feels okay, it does okay. One thing I wanted to look at was, you can see how the power is being dispersed. Problem is I can't keep it off the screen the whole time. I'm gonna try putting it in automatic transmission just to see what happens. And try trail mode as well. So switch it back to automatic, put it in trail mode. So trail mode turns us back on this setting that I just did. Let's see if I can turn that back off, which I can. Really have an outside view. Let's say that the lower gear is probably less torque. I think I'm a little more comfortable with the manual transmission. Get back down to 1. See, we're getting a lot more power to the wheels. So manual transmission is probably the way to go. It's on trail mode still. My understanding is trail mode is supposed to help prioritize more torque to the back, but it shouldn't be used for anything too heavy. So it's already kind of losing traction a little bit right here. So if it's losing traction right here, I'm curious if I was to stop and then try to go. Seems okay. Let's try it a little higher up here where the sand's a little softer. Okay, so I'm losing traction right here. Bring it to a stop. Let's try again. It's actually not too bad. Try going up to second gear. Second gear feels way better. Maybe there's too much tire spin on first gear. It's trying to put too much torque into the ground. Let's see how it looks. Second gear. See, it's mostly leaning on the rear wheels. It does lose a little bit of traction. And as it's losing the traction, it gives more to the rear. Let's go a little further. I don't want to go too far from the Yukon. So otherwise I'll be walking. The sand's not crazy soft today, luckily. I'm going to try putting it back in sport. So let's go to sport. I'll hold the button again to turn traction control and VSC off. Second gear. Let's see what happens. So it's kind of losing its momentum, it's losing traction. You can see that it's giving almost all the torque to the rear as that happens, and it kind of regains traction. So definitely not meant for deep sand all the time. Let's see what happens if I back up this hill a little bit. So we're in reverse, traction control off. I'll go back as far as I can. This thing is really crawling. Loose. The electricity does a really good job. I'm almost curious if putting it in eco mode would be a better way to go. So I put it in eco mode, maybe EV mode, no. S2. So we're up on the top of the hill right here. Seems to do all right. It could be what's happening is the braking system. I think when it's losing traction, maybe it's not necessarily the car is losing traction. It's the electronic system. Could be causing braking in the wheel, which makes me feel like I'm gonna get stuck, but really I'm probably not. So right here is probably where I would get stuck. So let's put it in manual 1, and it rolls right out. Yeah. Okay. So let's go to, okay. So we are stuck right here. Put it in reverse. Okay. So this is what trail mode is supposed to be for. Put it in trail mode. Traction control, VSC off. Let's try first gear. Just giving it a steady amount of power left and right. Turning the wheel left and right as we're going, and crawled right out. Switch it up to gear number 2. I don't know if there's a way to disable that automatic braking. I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. Either way, it looks like trail mode. Trail mode may be the best setting. Let's see what happens if trail mode with just traction control off. Put it in gear number 1. It has absolutely no problem when you're coming from a stop. Now I was able to reverse up this hill pretty easily. I wonder if I could do the same thing driving up it. Let's find out. I drove up it real easy. Definitely think it's the tire slippage that's causing the issues. This thing's just cruising right now. Okay, let's see, what else can we test? Let's try sport mode. Just traction control. Gear 1. Seems a little better. I want to go back to where I got stuck. I want to see what the tires were doing exactly. Okay, so I am in sport mode and only traction controls turned off. I'm in the first gear. I'm gonna go ahead and switch up to second gear. I'm gonna come back over here where I got stuck. I want to see if I can get video of the outside of what the wheels are doing exactly. I think this is the spot right here. Still inching along. Alright, I think it was right around here. Okay, I'll stop right here. So from this side, doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look bad overall. So we're all done at the beach. I'd say given that I was aired down to 18, I mean, there were some spots where the sand was kind of soft, but I kind of hoped it would perform a little better. I'd say overall it did okay. The only thing that is really killing it is really the fact that the car is applying braking when I don't want it to, and stopping the tire spin. It's probably okay for regular driving on the beach. I feel like I wouldn't necessarily go and take it to the back of the dunes or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, for regular driving on the beach, and maybe even if it gets a little uneasy at some points, it's probably be okay. If you do get stuck, you can put it in trail mode, first gear, give it like a medium amount of throttle, and then just keep turning your wheel left and right. You should be able to climb out.